Morning. So probably I would recommend, if you don't want to stay with your face, maybe to stay over there or over here. What do you think? Up to you. If you stay okay, no worries. So, first question. Were you at the other presentation before? Yes? Yes, all of you? No? Yes? No. Okay, so let me tell you something first. Why BlackBerry is here? Because BlackBerry 10, the new platform we released end of January, is not Android. It's BlackBerry 10, so it's our operating system. But for compatibility reasons, we wanted to give also Android Java developers the ability to bring their applications very easily. BlackBerry 10, for those who were not at the other session, BlackBerry 10 is not Java anymore. Is natively C and C++. So there is no Java. So what we did is we have on top of BlackBerry 10 of the operating system, we have a version of Android running that can be used to run applications ported from Android. I will show you how. So, what is the Android runtime? In the previous version, in the first version of BlackBerry 10, we had the open source Android Gingerbread 2.3.3. In the latest release, 2 days ago, we have now Jelly Bean, so 4.2.2. And what it does is enables ported Android apps to run on top of BlackBerry 10. Very easy, just like other applications. So very easily you can repackage your Android application. So you take your APK. How many of you have developed an application for Android? All of you have an app? Raise your hand. Yeah. And so you can take your APK, you can convert it 15 seconds, and it will could work on BlackBerry 10. So in general, with the version, the current version that was a Gingerbread on top of BlackBerry 10, roughly 70% of Android applications available on Google Play just work. So you don't have to change anything; those just work. And but there are some limitations. In the previous version, you have that, for example, we don't allow native code. So if you are using C++ or C in your app can't work. For security reasons, we don't allow that. Then Bluetooth and NFC, with the version, previous version doesn't work. It will work on version 10.2.1, coming probably in September. And Google Maps, for licensing reasons, are not supported. So if your app uses Google Maps, you have to replace Google Maps with, for example, OpenStreetMaps. Do you know OpenStreetMaps? There is a library. It's very well documented, very easy to change it. There is another limitation, but it. Let's say, so in Google, I will show you something with the device. It's easier to see it than to try to understand. In BlackBerry 10, there are two perimeters. One is personal, and one is the work perimeter. So if you are in a company that have BlackBerry, your Android applications cannot work in the work perimeter. So just in the personal. I will show you something later. So we said 70%. For the 30% of apps that are not compatible, you can just make some changes and those will work. If you go to developer.blackberry.com/android/API support, you will have details of what will work and what is not going to work. So in 10.2 we released Jelly Bean already, so it's even much better support. Let's see what works. So, for example, if you are repackaging an Android application and install it on BlackBerry 10, this application will support the virtual keyboard of BlackBerry 10. So you will not see the look and feel of an Android keyboard, but you will see the BlackBerry 10 keyboard. Notifications, push notifications are supported. So if you are using push notifications in your app, those will work without any problem on BlackBerry 10. And also multimedia, everything is supported and it's well integrated with the libraries inside BlackBerry 10. So for example, if you want to show the multimedia libraries, videos, photos, everything is very well integrated. All these features are supported and very well integrated with BlackBerry 10 as well. So if, for example, if you want to create a calendar appointment from your app, automatically the runtime will open the calendar of BlackBerry 10, of course. So everything, you can think this as a sandbox, okay? So a place where your Android app is running, and this sandbox has inputs and outputs. Okay, so this box is very well linked with the underlying operating system, and the overall experience is just like running a native application. So all these APIs are supported. So, you know, you don't have problems if you have, for example, in-app purchase in your app. You have in-app purchase, you can keep that, it will work. Automatically, the in-app purchase will open BlackBerry World, this is our store, and people can buy your stuff. Or everything related to C2DM or GCM for push notifications are supported. All the other sensors or everything is supported. So really, you install the application on BlackBerry 10, it will work. I will show you more examples, and we will try to convert apps today on stage. For keyboard devices also, given that BlackBerry 10 has two resolutions, one for full touch devices, that is 1280 by 720, and then there is the keyboard devices. There are the keyboard devices that are 720 by 720, and really you can in Eclipse you can use that folder to insert assets that are specific for keyboard devices. So anything really. So one main thing that is missing, I was telling you before, is Google Maps. And as you know, many, did I say many? Apps currently use Google Maps inside. There are some very well documented solutions for this. Many developers did that already. The first one maybe is not the best one, but you can replace Google Maps with a web view and use Google, Bing, whatever inside the web view. But it's not the best in my opinion. The best that we already, many developers did that, they just integrated OpenStreetMaps. So integrated these libraries, all the changes in the code are very well documented. So if you go to that link, you will find everything. So what you have to change in your app to have OpenStreetMaps instead of Google Maps. But in general, if you go to developer.blackberry.com/android/API support, you have all the details of what's supported. This is an example of replacing Google Maps with a web view, but as I was saying, it was the first way we were suggesting to developers, but it's not the best way. In-app payments. So really, many developers have in-app payments inside the app. So maybe the app is free, so the user doesn't pay, but then you sell something inside, and everything is supported. And there are some limitations. For example, you cannot have concurrent transactions, and you don't have refunds. Also, subscriptions are not yet supported, or even transaction responses are not signed, something that you have to remember. But in general, many Android developers ported their app on BlackBerry 10, and you know, that works very good. Again, push notifications. A couple of things you have to pay attention to. So all these services are supported. You have just to change something in a configuration file and ask for permission. But in general, all these things are very well documented in our website. So let me see. Here it says demo. Okay, now I want to show you how Android apps look like on the device. So I will switch to the device very quickly. So I will show some examples. So it works quickly. Okay, fantastic. So this is the main interface of BlackBerry 10. So this is the screen where the running apps are. Now I have just one app running, and then you have the screens of you know, the traditional screens of apps. Some of these apps installed, a couple are ported from Android. The example that I have here open is Waze. Are you familiar with Waze? Did you? Yeah. So this is Waze. This was Waze. I will reopen it. And okay. So this is Waze. This app is not native. It's ported from Android. So what you see here is the Android app. So it just works very, very well. I use that all the time. And this is ported from Android, so it's not native. Would you say it's from Android? No, because it's, you know, you don't have anything that can show you that it's from Android. And I downloaded some examples of local Turkish apps that are available, that are ported from Android. I cannot say the names, I'm sorry, but you will. So there is, for example, this app is from Garanti. And this is ported from Android as well, and it's becoming very popular here in Turkey. And I don't have any credentials, so I will just show you what should work. This is the first time I'm trying that. It's very, very popular here in Turkey. Let's see something. Okay, I don't know what's the.
No internet connection.
Not internet connection. Yeah, it's a there is no internet connection. Sorry. Okay, fantastic. Hopefully, okay, there is a network now. Let's see if. Okay, we'll try to move that later. There is another one. Oh, sorry, first one is not. Another one I downloaded. There is this one that should show the traffic in Istanbul. I was told that this is very popular here, and again, it's been part of this app is brought from Android, and so there are many other popular apps in Turkey that are ported from Android. I want to try again with the Garanti. Now that there should be internet. Let's see. Okay. I can go ahead. Believe that's. Yeah, it should be simple. I just want. But anyway, just a couple of examples. We have many. These were just examples in Turkey. Let me show other examples. that could be more would be popular. This is very interesting. This is an example. This is an Italian app. It shows you the prices of gas around you. So to find the area where you have the lowest prices. So originally this app was using Google Maps. They replaced it with OpenStreetMaps. So just very quickly. And so this is a very good example of apps. We're using Google Maps and very quickly, just I think it took 2 hours maybe to replace with OpenStreetMaps, maybe less. It was very easy. And let me show if I have some other examples to show you apps that you might know. I don't have here because I had, for example, Kindle, Amazon Kindle. That is ported from Android, and it's in our store. Probably I don't have any other example here now. There is push-ups. This one. Run Static is pretty popular in iOS, and this is Android again. So as you can see, it just works. And with now I'm running Gingerbread. I'm running BlackBerry 10, and there is Gingerbread for the runtime. But in the 10.2, because this version is 10.1 on my device, but in 10.2 there is Jelly Bean. So also the performance are better because Jelly Bean allows you to use the dual-core processors that are not used in Gingerbread, and also graphic acceleration that is available. So all the best example ever, Instagram. This is ported from Android. Again, as you can see, it just works. And but if I, for example, I want to connection is okay. If I want to open, for example, the camera, automatically it opens the camera of BlackBerry 10. It doesn't show you the look and feel of an Android camera because everything is mapped so that if I use a camera, it opens the camera. So, if there are no other questions, I switch back to the presentation.
Is there a plan for Google Maps next time?
The plan are that in version 10.2.1, when you use Google Maps, you don't have to change anything, but automatically the system will show you BlackBerry Maps. Okay, so you don't have to change anything. The app runs, you are using Google Maps, it will use BlackBerry Maps automatically. It's coming in 10.2.1, probably in September, probably. So now let's see how to do that. It's probably the most important thing. Okay, so you have a couple of tools available for the conversion. The quick way to convert it and to test it is an online tool. So if you go to developerblackberry.com/Android, let me check it. You have an online tool. You just upload your APK, and after that you will have a result. The result tells you what works and what doesn't work. Okay. If you have to change something in your app, maybe the online conversion tool is not the best. Maybe you prefer to use the Eclipse plugin. So you install the plugin into Eclipse, and automatically you can have BlackBerry 10 as a new target. So you just build and deploy on BlackBerry 10 directly without anything else. Command line. You take your APK as command lines to convert your apps. Or there is also another, there are simulators, but there is also another way that is a graphic way. There is a graphic interface. There is just a graphic interface for the command line tools. So just to have more friendly interface to do that. Of course, I was telling you, any app must be signed. I will show you something. So, online tool, you can easily find that tool on developer.blackberry.com/Android. So you upload your APK file, and you have to specify where you have the SDK, the Android SDK. So you need to have the Android SDK. After you run, you test, you use the tool, you will get a compatibility chart that says, okay, well, it works perfectly, no problems. We can convert it to a bar file. It's ready. Okay, so no effort. Otherwise, you can have some warnings. Okay, so the warning there are 5 levels of warnings. Level 1 is the lowest, and level 5 is the highest. So if you get warnings that are level 1 or 2, usually it just works. Level 1 warnings are something like the icon is maybe too small, you have to change the size of the icon, stuff like that. And level 3, usually you have to change something. A typical level 3 warning is about Google Maps. So it says, okay, it works. If you convert the app, you test on the device, it will work. But as soon as you will use Google Maps, it will crash. So you have to change Google Maps. So level 3 are typical. Level 4 and level 5 are the worst ones. So level 5 is typically you are using native code inside your app. It will never work. It's not for a limitation. It's something that we had to do for security reasons. There are some exceptions. Skype on BlackBerry 10 is ported from Android, and it uses native code for the codecs. They did a lot of work, so they worked for a couple of months on an Android version that was specifically designed for BlackBerry 10. And in that case, we allowed them native code. But as you can understand, it's Skype. It's so we did that for Skype for 4 or 5 apps, I think. So the plugin for Eclipse is very, very popular among developers. So if you have to change something, it's the best way. So you install our simulator, for example, or plug one of our devices. You can just deploy to the device straight from Eclipse. So very, very, very easy. In the plugin, we support up to, I think it's 22 now, the latest version. Is it right? ADT version is 22, maybe it is slightly old. And so you can do everything from the plugin in this case. There is also the command line tools. Command line tools, if you are happy to use a command line, it's very easy. You can verify your app, so you can get the warnings, all the alerts and stuff. You can build your bar file. You can sign your application, and you can deploy to the device. There are some also warning errors that are not really errors. Usually, for example, the minimal OS version usually are not really errors, are something that's related to playbook and stuff like that, so it's not. But for example, the latest native core ARM ABE Impact 5, this is a typical error that you get when you are using native code, or using the library Android Test Runner, but you can easily solve that. And Google Maps, again, is the typical Impact 3, warning Impact 3. And then the target SDK version, because with Gingerbread the highest target was 10, but now it's better because we introduced Jelly Bean, so you shouldn't get that error anymore. let's say that you have your APK, you converted the APK to a bar file, you have your app ready. Before publishing to BlackBerry World, you have to sign your app. So at that link, you can request your signing keys. After 1 or 2 hours, you will receive 2 files. From these 2 files can be used to create your signature, your digital signature that you have to use to before publishing. So after you sign your app, it's ready, you go to BlackBerry World, you publish it. It's just like any other BlackBerry 10 application. No fees, 0, so it's free. You go to BlackBerry World, you publish your app, no costs at all. It works like any other, typically any other store, so 70-30 revenue share. Everything like credit card, PayPal, carrier billing is supported, and very powerful store. And again, for those who didn't come to the other session, many developers are finally making money on BlackBerry World. So that's a fact. And because it's you know very well that Android users are not high spending users for apps. That's the opposite of BlackBerry World. So many apps have finally found success on BlackBerry World. So what do you need to submit your application? You create an account. So when you publish your application, you are asked for some screenshots for BlackBerry World. Then you can submit your app, and in a couple of days it will be approved. It's not that it's not like iOS, it's not like Android. So there are people that test your app and see if it works, if everything is fine in terms of, for example, licensing. Maybe you are using content that is not allowed, stuff like that. So it's not as iOS, but there are real people testing your app before accepting on BlackBerry World. Some examples. This is a little game, Cubifies. There was an OpenGL version, so they ported it in 1 hour. And on BlackBerry World, they got 25 times more downloads than on Google Play. Other examples, Sonza, Tap2, I don't know if you are familiar with these titles, pretty popular. Deezer, WordPress, all of these apps are available on BlackBerry World as ported from Android. Photo Studio, another case study, but there are quite a few very popular Turkish applications that work very well and are ported from Android. Sometimes for big apps, Android port is not our favorite, okay? But for many developers, it's a shortcut. So let's say that they have the Android version of their app that works immediately. Okay, they say, let's port it. It will work. I want to immediately go to BlackBerry World. Then sometimes, in particular for big apps, they decide to develop a native version. But in the meantime, they have the version of their app working on BlackBerry World. So I will show you something about how to convert the app. I need to go to the right screen. Okay, here it is. Let me find it now. No. Let me do something, because otherwise I can see it here. 1 second, and I will be back. Okay. Okay, so this is one of the ways you can use to convert the app. This is a graphical interface. Behind the scenes, there are some command line tools. So just it's easier to use the interface to have everything under control. So this interface, you can do something, a lot of things. One of those things is to build an Android app. So first of all, you have to configure this interface, and you have to specify some paths for the locations. In your case, you need to have the BlackBerry SDK for Android apps downloaded. That are our command line tools, and you have to specify the path. Then you have to have the latest Android SDK, of course, and the location of your certificates, that is to sign the application. In this case, you can choose any, no, let me go here. Let's try, these are many different APK files, so we can test with one. Let's see. Buffer. This was buffer. So you take the APK. Now you can specify your name of author. If you want to build the app, you have to specify the password of your certificate, the one that you create from our website to sign the application. Then you can do two things. One is just check compatibility. So if I click on check compatibility, you will have a list of alerts. You can see that you have level 1, okay, impact 1 here. It means you have to change the icon size. It's very easy. You don't have any other problem here. Warnings, you remember level 1 to level 5. So level 5, 0. Level 4, 0. Level 3, 0. Level 2, 0. Just one level 1. So just the icon. It's ready. At this point, you do build. If you do build, you will get the same. Okay, fail one because it's I'm trying to sign the app. To sign the app, you need to have an internet connection. So let me try without signing. Okay, so in this case, I didn't sign the app. I have the bar, but just for the internet connection. At the end, you have a bar file. The app is ready. You can publish to BlackBerry. As you can see, it takes a couple of seconds. So if you are lucky that you don't have to change anything in your app, and you will be lucky in 70 to 75% of the cases, you can just publish it. So if you have an APK now, we can test it. You have it?
Yeah, you can download it from internet.
Well, I don't have internet here. You have a USB or something? Is there a way we can have internet here? We can get it? So how?
Did you register your computer? Did you register?
No, I didn't.
So I registered after the.
Maybe after the presentation we can test. If any of you have an APK that can provide me now, we can test it very quickly. I will show you some examples in the meantime.
Can I ask you some questions?
Yeah, of course.
You convert the buffer.
Yeah.
And you can add this BlackBerry word, but you didn't develop the buffer. How do you?
No, of course.
How can I claim this app is all is mine?
Of course, I did that, but I would have said that's what I did in the past. I contacted Buffer and said, hey, your app works. Would you like to publish to BlackBerry World? Then they will convert and they will sign the app.
Is the BlackBerry World account management ask you is?
Yeah. You have to be the owner of the app, of course. You have to be the owner. If you are not the owner, because we checked the digital signature, and if the digital signature is different, the name of the digital signature is different from the owner of the app, We will ask for more questions. We don't publish it immediately. Okay. So let's see another example. Let me find an example where something doesn't work. Okay, this app, I think it's an app to find the spots where autovelox, where the speed meters are. And let me see, check compatibility. So it's checking whether it's, okay, there are a lot of things here. So first of all, you can go at the bottom and see the result, the summary. So the summary is there are 5 level 5 alerts. This app will never work. There is a 1 level 3 and 4 level 1. So let's see where is the 5. The 5 is easy. The 5 is easy. There is a problem in the SQLite database and uses native. There is somewhere native code is used, so it doesn't work. Here is the native code, impact 5. So this app will not work. Also, there is one impact 3, alert 3 is this one. Android vending billing require minimal OS. Maybe this is not enough. Maybe this will work. But there is an alert 5 that will not work. Let me find. No, sorry. Find another example. Maybe that is in the middle. This is a bank. I don't remember the result here, but I can just try. It works fine. We have here we have 05, 04, 03, 3 alerts level 2 that are probably easy, nothing special here, and uses it's not really a problem. And also a better size for the icon, so very easy. So this app actually works, and the owner just published a couple of days ago to the BlackBerry world. So as you can see, it's very easy. So maybe the configuration of this tool takes half an hour. You have to download, maybe you already have the Android SDK, you have to download our command line tools, and but after that, you can, if you have more than one app, it's very, very easy to convert them and publish them. So I think we are done. If you have your APK, please send it to me if you want. I will give you my email address.
Does widgets work?
No, BlackBerry 10 doesn't have any widget. What you were, when I showed you the phone, there were some little what we call active frames. So all the apps running have an active frame, but are not widgets. Are you can easily move from one to another, but are not widgets. So feel free to send me your APK if you want. We can test immediately, and if it works, I will get back to you, and you can easily and for free publish to BlackBerry World. So that's a big opportunity, and many developers or Android developers are taking it. Any other question? So, this is the book for the questions. So the first question was yours. You were the first to ask the questions, right? I think so. Yeah. One more thing. Today, unfortunately, customs, there were some problems. So I had 4 devices coming here for you. And so let's say that we are giving away 2 developer devices that are similar to, I will show you, I should have it somewhere here. Devices like this are development devices. We call them Dev Alpha B. So are devices where you install a limited version of BlackBerry 10 OS, can be used to test your applications. So you can plug and work perfectly. So I have 2 of these devices. And so let's say I will give these 2 devices to any of you who will send me APK. So the first in, first out. So
I sent it.
you sent it already? Okay, I will contact you. So this device